Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Taekwondo class. It was fantastic to see so many of you joining Gary in our first live class yesterday. Hopefully we will see as many of you as possible in the weeks upcoming, as well as in those classes. So this class will remain. This is going to be an opportunity for you to learn some brand new techniques and maybe practice some of the things that you haven't practiced for a little while. The classes that Gary will be running are an opportunity for him to have a look and see where you are, give a small assessment and start preparing all of our students for our eventual return as soon as possible. In these classes, I will still be going through 3 techniques, 3 kicks, as well as a combination to get ourselves as well suited and prepared for when we do come back. So as always, guys, please make sure you've got a nice safe space for yourself to practice, grab yourself a drink, and we're going to get ourselves started. Heels together, arms to the side. Chariot, kungi. Okay, nice and light, jogging on the spot. Side to side. Good, front and back. Good, knees up. Heels up at the back. Sit. Heels are coming right up. Okay, good. Hands nice and high above your head. Go side to side. Good. Both hands out in front. Nice and loose. A little bit faster. Higher. Okay, both hands on your hips. Nice big circles, off we go. Good, change direction. Okay, and shot. Okay, take a seat, bring your feet in towards, we're going to grab our toes, chest is coming down 3 times, hold and repeat. So remember, when we do this stretch, make sure feet come in, make sure you take both hands and we grab our toes. Everybody should know how to do this exercise. Remember, it is your chest that's coming down towards your feet, not your forehead. We don't want to do this. You'll put a lot of strain on the back of your neck and over time it will start to get sore. So keep your chin up and try and bring your chest as far down towards your legs as you can. Ready? Off you go. So try and make sure we're making the effort to go deeper and deeper with every stretch. Last one. Okay, very good. Take your hands, grab your ankles, elbows on our knees, pushing our knees down towards the floor. See, jump. Okay, both legs out in front, go out nice and wide into your side stretch. Whenever we do this exercise, guys, make sure you are going to your maximum. There is no point sitting comfortably. Whenever we stretch, you are supposed to put yourself in a bit of an uncomfortable position. It shouldn't be painful, but it should be uncomfortable. That's how you know that you're going to get the most out of your stretch. So make sure you're pushing your legs as wide as they can go. If you haven't done this before for a very long time, take one hand, put it underneath, lift it up so that you can get your feet slightly further wide, and that way we can make sure that we're always training at our maximum. We're going to go down to the left, to the right, and into the middle. See, jump. Excellent. Okay, if you bring your feet in, shake them off. Bring your legs in. Cross those legs, hands in front. We're going to go through our meditation now. So I know we've been doing this at home, which is fantastic to see. Obviously, we do this at the beginning, at the end of every class. We're also now going to do this at the end of every class as part of our cool down, as well as our warm up. So get yourself comfortable. We're going to go for 1 minute. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. And relax. Very well done. Now, stand up. Straight back into our attention stance. Well done. Now, that is the first part of our class done. So that is your warm-up and your meditation. Grab yourself a drink, get yourself ready. We're going to go into our core kicks. Now the first kick that we're going to start on today is going to be a double turning kick, very similar to the double front snap kick or the pump side kick. This is a way of training you to stay within a position that you're going to be very familiar with, which is going to be our turning kick. The double variation just simply means you have to be able to hold your position in order to be able to do 2 kicks, which is there to improve your balance as well as your strength within a chamber position for a turning kick. So all of us up until this point should know exactly how to do a turning kick. We will be doing this off the back leg, and then you will do 1, 2, and then we will come all the way back. So in order for you to see what that's going to look like, we're going to take our right leg back. Arms can come to the side here if you need them for your balance. Back leg is going to come up. Remember with a turning kick that the knee comes up, not the whole leg. Once the knee's in position, we flick the foot. Most important thing, if you remember, should be the front foot, and that your heel is going to lift up and you're going to pivot on the ball of the foot to allow your heel to come around and your hips to rotate to get yourself in the right position. So from this position here, you're going to come up and kick 1, 2, and then we're going to come all the way back. So double turning kick, as always guys, we're going to do 10 repetitions on each leg. Get yourself ready, then take right leg back, arms to the side, double turning kick and back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Take your left leg back, arms to the side. We're going to do same thing, other leg to the other side of the room. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hand roll and shut. We're now going to move on to work on two of our core kicks, and our core kicks that we're going to work on are going to be our turning kick as well as a side kick. And we're going to train both of them by doing both kicks together. So this is slightly more of an advanced technique. It requires you to be able to perform two separate kicks correctly without putting your foot down. Now, we are going to train for speed in this one, so we're going to be working on our front leg turning kick as well as our front leg side kick, which is going to make things a little bit easier because you don't have to add a rotation in. So those of us that are not feeling too confident with this technique, this version is a little bit easier for you, so give it a go. Make sure you go nice and slowly and practice. If you cannot perform both techniques without while keeping your foot in the air, kick once, put your foot down, do the second kick. That's the starting point, then try and build up towards being able to perform both kicks without putting the foot down. Turning kick, side kick, we're going to do it off the front leg, so we're going to be in our fighting stance here. Front leg is going to lift up from the knee. You are going to turning kick and pull the knee back for you to add your side kick, and then we can come down. Very important that we understand the difference between a turning kick and a side kick. Remember, one is the knee comes up and you flick the foot. That's the turning kick. Two, the side kick, you pull the knee back like a bow and arrow, and then when you let go, it fires off in a straight line. So try and remember that for me. What we don't want to be doing is doing two turning kicks or two side kicks. That's a completely different exercise. We want to have an understanding of the difference of the two and how you perform them. So watch very carefully. One more. Knee comes up, flick the foot, pull the knee back, kick out nice and straight. That's going to be the technique that we're going to do. We're going to do it on both legs. We will start with our right leg. So get yourselves ready. Turning kick, side kick. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Same thing, other leg now. Turning kick, side kick. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And roll and shut. Our final kick for today is going to be another combination kick. It is going to be using a kick that we learned inside of these classes several weeks back. I think it was in week 3, as well as a side kick. Now everybody knows a side kick, so we should be fine, but the other kick that we're going to use is called a crescent kick. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was week 3 where we learned that class. So if you haven't learned a crescent kick, guys, and you missed that class, all of the classes are available on our YouTube page. Make sure you go back, catch that class, learn the crescent kick, and then you can come back and do this combination. Combination we're going to do is crescent kick into side kick. Now, if you remember from our crescent kick, you would have learned that the kick primarily is not used to attack with, but it's used to put our opponent in a difficult position where we can land some of our attacks. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to perform the crescent kick, and the design of that kick is as it comes looping around this way, like a crescent. It's designed to drag the arms down to leave the chest exposed for your side kick to come in. So back leg will do the crescent kick. And how it looks is that you're going to come up and knock the hands down, but we have to keep our knee here to allow us to pivot into our side kick. So you're going to come up with the crescent kick, but hold and then re-chamber into your side kick. So I'll show you one more time. You're going to come around and kick. And the idea is the crescent kick is knocking somebody's arms down to leave their chest exposed for the side kick to come in afterward and make contact at what we call center of mass, or the center of the body. So we're going to practice both legs as always, 10 on each leg. So get yourself ready. We're going to go crescent kick, side kick. Remember, the back leg is doing the kick. You can have your hands here for your balance if you wish. So get yourself ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Same thing, other side. Now, if this is your weaker side, guys, go a little bit slower. You'll see me going a little bit slower because this is my weaker side. You're going to find this slightly more difficult than we do on our comfortable side. So go at a pace that's comfortable for you. Make sure we can get those repetitions. So crescent kick, side kick. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And roll and shut. Excellent work in completing our core kicks. Couple of interesting kicks in there, 2 different combination kicks that can be slightly more difficult. So as always, guys, if you are new to the techniques, take your time, go at your own pace, make sure you understand the technique and how it's supposed to work and how you're supposed to execute it, and then practice as much as you can to make sure we can get all the way up to full speed. But very well done. Grab yourself a quick drink. We're going to go straight into our techniques. Now, the first technique that we're going to work on today is a technique taken from pattern Yule Gok. It is the pattern that you do in order to earn your blue belt, and we are going to do what's called a double forearm block. Now, you have done a twin forearm block, which was this technique here, where you're doing 2 separate blocks, hence why it's called a twin. This is a double because you're doing 1 block, but you're using both arms to do the block. And the reason we're using both arms is because it reinforces the first arm to allow us to block slightly heavier or more powerful attacks, because we're using both arms rather than just using 1 arm. Now, how the technique is going to work is we are going to start in a Chumbisoki position here. As we perform the technique, we have to start to turn our body to the side. Now, both hands, if you look at my hand, are going to be waving down at the floor. So the palms of my hand are facing down towards the floor, but as fists. From here, as I step forward into my walking stance, I have to twist both of my hands so that my palms finish facing up. They start facing down, they finish facing up. So from this position, both hands come out in front. If you look, one hand comes here to do my middle block, and the other hand comes around to reinforce the same block. Now, if I show you sideways, where we finish is here. If you look at this hand, it's almost in line with my elbow, so you know where your other hand is going to position yourself. If I show you from this direction here, we come back. If you look, both palms are facing down, and we come across the body to finish in a block in this position here. That is our double forearm block. We are going to perform this technique to the right as well as the left. We start in this position. If we're going this way, remember, arms are coming up behind us slightly, and we're turning out to come and block in this position here. Okay, chumbi soka position. Ready, 1. And back, 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Very good. Same thing, other side. Ready? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And roll. And shut. We're going to move on now to a punch variation, and this punch is called a side punch. It is taken from pattern Wong Yo, which is the pattern just before your got. It's the pattern that you do in order to get your blue stripe. And the side punch, as it sounds, is you punching to the side. We start facing forward, and then we have to turn to the side before we execute our punch, and it's going to look a little bit like this. So we're going to start in our chumbi soka position. In order for me to punch this way, I can't just do this because I'm not looking that way. I've got to be able to turn my body in the direction that I'm punching. So what's going to happen is this leg here is going to lift to allow me to turn, and my hand is going to come forward, and then I'm going to pull it back to my hip. And I'll show you exactly what it looks like. So from here, guys, look, as we pull back to here, now if you look, this is almost a parallel stance punch. You come up and you come down to do your punch. So from here, you're turning sideways, but we go into what's called full facing because the whole of my body, full body, is facing sideways. So it's called full facing here. From this position here, this leg is going to take a step forward, and I'm going to punch the hand that's on my hip while I twist my body to the side. So watch from here, I come around and I punch this way. Now, as you can see, I'm punching to the side facing forward. We started here, we rotate to the side, we twist to come back. So I'll show you in full speed from this position here. One more. Now, you finish in what's called a fixed stance. A fixed stance is an L stance that your weight distribution is 50-50%. So if you know your L stance, you should know that it is predominantly weight is on the back leg. We say 70%, 30% on the front leg. When you're in a fixed stance, your weight should be right in the center of your 2 feet. That way you are 50-50. So we're going to perform side punch, 10 to the left, 10 to the right. Chumbi soka position. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing, other side. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And roll and shut. Now, our final technique for today's class is going to be a downward knife hand strike. Now, this is similar to a hammer fist where you come down this way. We're going to be doing this as a knife hand. So if you remember your knife hand attacks either coming out or coming in, this is a variation that comes down. However, we don't chop down like this, like you see in the movies, what they call a karate chop. We're going to do something different, and ours comes slightly to the side here, after a small looping motion. So watch, if you start from this position here in our Chumbisogga position, both hands come up to cross in front. Now the hand that's waving away here, or they should be both, is going to loop. So look, I lead with my elbow and then I come down nice and sharp to attack with the blade of my knife hand coming downwards to attack. You would normally, again, because you're using a knife hand, it's soft, we'd be aiming for soft parts of the body, maybe slightly neck or collarbone here, so you could come and chop down straight on top there. Now, I'll show you technique one more time and we're going to get started. Start in the Chumbisogga position. Both hands come up, waving away. The hand that's on top is going to come down to attack. The hand that's left comes back to the hip. One thing that we forgot about is our feet, and your feet, if you have a look, come into what is called a vertical stance. Now, a vertical stance is just a very, very short L stance. So if you look, this is my L stance. I come all the way back until I'm standing vertically, but my feet are still making the shape of a letter L. So from this position here, technique is going to look like this. If you look, my feet have come in, they started here, and they've slightly come in to be in a vertical stance. One last time, come up and down to attack. Now, before we start, one thing I've got to make sure is this technique is really performed fast. Even when you perform it in your pattern, which is pattern Forearm, which is very high up, that's for your black stripe. It is a fast technique. Even within your pattern, you are reminded to perform this technique slightly quicker than you would all of the other techniques inside of your pattern. So try and make sure that when we start from here, we do this nice and quickly and come down nice and sharp. We're going to go 10 repetitions to the right, 10 repetitions to the left. Get yourself ready. Chumbisogga position, chumbi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing, other side. One final thing, guys, as a note, try not to make your loop very big. So when you're coming up, watch, I lead with my elbow and then my hand chops straight afterwards. What we don't want to do is to come and do this massive circle like this. It's going to make your movement way bigger than it needs to be, and as a result, it's going to slow yourself down. So watch me from here as I come up, lead with the elbow, flick with the wrist, or sorry, flick as we come through. We don't need to do this gigantic looping circle to come down. We want to be nice and quick. Lead with the elbow, flick with the hand afterwards, and we should be nice and fast. Get yourself ready. We've got 10 to do the other way. Chumbisogga position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And roll. And shut. excellent work, guys, on those techniques. They are slightly more advanced techniques. They are all taken from intermediate level and advanced level. So if you are at the beginner stage, this is a good opportunity for you to learn some brand new techniques and for you to practice them, and so that when you come back and when you get to the stage where you've got to learn them for your patterns, you'll already have them in your mind. You'll have a much better understanding of that technique, and it's going to put you a little bit further ahead than others who are not maybe learning the techniques at this time. So very well done. Grab a quick drink. We're going to go straight into our combinations. Now, for our combination this week, we're going to try something slightly different. Up until this point, we have been using our hands and our punches to set up our kicks. This week, we're going to flip that on its head and we're going to do the opposite. We're going to use a kick to set up some of our punches. And the kick that we're going to use is going to be a side kick. We are then just going to follow up with a simple jab, cross, hook. And how it's going to look is going to be like this. So we are going to start facing our opponent. We're going to do a front leg side kick. So from this position in your fighting stance, we're going to lift up to side kick. We come down into the jab, cross, hook. Now the reason we come down into the jab is because my jab hand is the same as my front leg. So as my foot's coming down as I kick, I'm naturally coming into this position. So that's why we're going to go jab straight after the kick. Once you've done your jab, the cross is going to turn your body to come here, and then the hand that just did the jab rotates back to do the hook. So I'll show you one more time. Side kick, jab, cross, hook. Guard up, nice and light on the bounce. We lift up to do the side kick, come down straight into the jab, cross, and back into the hook. So we're going to go side kick, jab, cross, hook. Remember, it is a front leg side kick, not a back leg side kick, so don't make it harder than it needs to be. You don't need to add that rotation in. We're going to go side kick, jab, cross, hook. As always, start nice and slow. Once you get comfortable with the combination, you can go a little bit faster. Remember our habit, guard is up, we're nice and light on the bounce. If you don't need to necessarily be bouncing up and down like this, but make sure we're not standing like this. You just need to be a little bit of spring in your legs so that we can explode towards our target nice and fast. Get yourself ready. Side kick, jab, cross, hook. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Same thing, other side. Side kick, jab, cross, hook. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And roll. And shut. Okay, very well done. Now, if you have been taking part in all parts of the class and you've been giving it 100%, you should feel a little bit sweaty like myself. If you've been working hard, your muscle groups will be lighting up, which is excellent. very well done in taking part. We are now, like I said at the beginning, we're just gonna, what we do is a cool down. We did a warm up at the beginning of the class to get your heart rate up. But now that we've been taking part and we've been active for a good half an hour to 40 minutes, it's very important that we cool down, we bring our heart rate down, and we will finish with our meditation. So if everybody takes a seat on the floor, you're gonna go out nice and wide into your side stretch. But we're going to do this as a what's called a static stretch rather than a dynamic stretch. And the difference for that is simply, rather than going 1, 2, 3 and hold, which we do at the beginning of the class, where your muscles haven't warmed up very much and they're still quite tight, hence why we go 1, 2, 3, because you're stretching them. Now that you've been active for a good amount of time, your muscles will all be nice and relaxed and nice and warm. We do what's called a static stretch. And a static stretch simply means you're going to go as far as you can possibly go, and we're going to try and hold that position for a good 10 seconds. Then we're going to move over to the other leg, go as far as you can go and hold it for 10 seconds. And then we're going to come into the middle as far as you can go, and we're going to hold that position for 10 seconds. We're only going to do a side stretch. So get yourself ready. We're going to go down to your left in 3, 2, 1, off you go. So we're going to go down, go as far as you can go, and we're going to count down from 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Move over to the other leg. Again, stretch as far as you can possibly stretch and hold that position. We're going to count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Both hands into the middle. Again, when you're doing this one, you've got to imagine that somebody's grabbed your hands and they're pulling you forward. That's the idea I want you to have in your head, as if you're trying to touch something that's in front of you and you're really reaching as far as you can go. Try and make sure you're reaching as far as you can go. We're going to go for 10 seconds again, so get yourself ready. Off you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Bring your feet in, shake them off, cross your legs, hands in front. Now, just to finish off our class, we're going to do our 60 seconds of meditation, just like we did at the beginning, to make sure that that focus and concentration we had when we started our class, we can leave. And now that if you need to go off and do any other work, or if you want to go and have some fun or help mum and dad around the house, you can do that, but you'll be nice with a clear mind and nice and focused. So get yourself ready. Make sure your back is nice and straight so that we can improve our posture at the same time. 60 seconds starts in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. And relax. Very well done. Stand up on your feet. Back into our attention stance. Excellent work today, guys. Really well done. Lots of brand new content there for hopefully the majority of you to be learning something new each week, and for the rest of us to make sure that we are practicing all the things that we have already learned up until this point. Adults, please remember, there is a Zoom class this evening with Mr. Brown. That is at 6 p.m. Remember, all of the details are available on our Facebook page. as well as the emails that went out a couple of days ago, and I think yesterday as well. There is a academy class tomorrow at 3 p.m. with, again, Mr. Brown on Zoom. This, like I said at the beginning, is an opportunity for anybody who can't make those classes or just wishes to get an extra bit of training in each week. This class will be here. It will go live at roughly 3:45, 4 p.m. And all of the classes, guys, all of these specific classes are available on our YouTube. So if you've missed any, please make sure you can go and find those, take part. There's also some workout videos in there to keep you nice and active. As always, have a lovely rest of the day. Enjoy your week, and I will see you soon. Take care.